They took that lead, and I was like, holy shit. Like, there's no way the Bulls are going to get blown out like this. And then it was just step by step. They just, like, came back. I was like, oh, my God.
Levine took over. That was insane. I mean, Siakam, they missed, like, 18 free throws.
It was because DeMar DeRozan's daughter was just screaming her lungs off.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love it, dude.
You love that?
That's her dad. It's her dad's team. Welcome back to another episode from the dojo. We've got quite an episode for you guys today. Remember, you can find this podcast wherever you get podcasts. That means Spotify, that means Apple Podcasts, and that means YouTube. We've got the Common W on today's slate. We've also got, what is the other one? Common W. Still trying to get my segments down.
Cake Report.
Cake Report, right. The Common W and the Cake Report towards the end of the show. But I've once again pissed off Twitter, so that's cool.
What did you do this time?
A pitcher on the Phillies was asked about moving the beer sales to the 8th inning.
Oh, I saw that.
From the 7th. And here's the thing. Why don't you worry about the Phillies letting up 14 runs a game instead of worrying about the beer sales? Because here's my whole thing about it. I get the answer. The question he was answering was that when they originally put the rule in place, it was so the fans had enough time to sober up. But with the addition of the pitch clock, which I want to talk about a little bit, the game goes so fast that if you stopped it in the 7th, like, people are going to be stone cold sober regardless by the end of the game. Which, by the way, the pitch clock, like, in person, way too fast.
Too fast?
Dude. The game was 7 o'clock. We were out of the stadium at 9:30. That's like quicker than an NBA game.
Yeah.
It's like quicker than a college basketball game. But watching on TV, sick. Love the pitch clock. In person, could be a little bit longer, like, just for like the viewing experience. But the game does move quick, so it's very high octane. It's high speed. It's like watching baseball and like crack. You're like, holy shit, like this is moving so fast. But no, my whole point is this, right? They don't stop serving you alcohol when you order dessert at dinner. It's not on the stadium for you to drink responsibly. If you're still getting in a vehicle after even having 2 beers, like, you're the problem. You're the idiot. Yeah. Because you have Uber, you can get someone to drive you. Like, there's really no excuse now at this point in time. When they made that rule, baseball was like still using horse and buggies to get home. So it was like, yeah, no shit, they should probably make them stop because there was no statistics on drunk driving. But now that we have things like Uber, Lyft, Fetty in Dallas, where you can literally get a bus for all your buddies, like, there's no point in even arguing the rule anymore, because if you're doing that, like, you're the idiot. That's not on the stadium at that point. I mean, like, the restaurant can get in trouble for over serving, but if you're not mature enough to be able to, one, pace yourself, or if you're driving, just be able to say, no, I don't want any beer, then you're the problem. It has nothing to do with when they stop serving.
So why was the Phillies player even talking about this?
Because I think they asked him a question about it. They're like, what do you think about it? And then he went on like this whole tangent.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't give a fuck what you guys say. I mean, there's guys in my DM just being like, we can tell who's going to be an alcoholic already. It's like, all right, like, I really don't drink that much. Like, Thursday to Saturday, yeah. But, like, other than that, like, I'm really not having any beverages.
And people are getting pissed at you for this?
Yeah, dude. Like, some people are like, yeah, he's kind of right. And then some guy in my DMs, like, wrote me this whole paragraph, and I just responded, like, cool.
That's kind of soft.
Yeah, it was crazy soft, dude. But it's always me, dude. It's always me. Like, it's every time I say something, it's always fucking me. But that's why I said it. Because I was like, why don't you just worry about throwing the ball? Like, we'll worry about the beer. Like, we're the fans. Like, worry about fucking playing on the field. You know what I mean? Like, not the, like, bounce the ball and shut up like LeBron bit, but, like, this isn't like a political stance. This is literally just the stadium being like, oh, the game sped up, so we'll increase when we sell alcohol to 1 more inning. Like, that's not like a thing to, like, fucking, but whatever. You know, I'll take the heat.
Mikey Over's trying to get canceled out here for paying for the drink.
Yeah, dude, if that's cancelable, though, like, I'll see you later, man. That'll be it for me. I'll just ride off into the sunset.
But that was your first game going with the new pitch clock rules. I haven't gone to a game yet, so I don't know what it's like.
You got to go. It's quick. It's 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. If there was, I'll tell you right now, there was 3 innings where the Royals really extended the inning, where they were like on a hit parade. If you take those, if you like slim those down to like a normal baseball game where they maybe get 1 or 2 hits an inning, I actually could see a baseball game ending in 2 hours and maybe even under an hour and a half. It was so quick, dude.
That's crazy.
It was so quick.
I think fastest game so far this year has been 157, 158 when it was like dueling with Sandy and I forget who was pitching, but it was like a 1-0 game.
Yeah. Masterclass
by both pitchers ended 158.
Yeah, because we got there and I totally forgot about the pitch clock and I was like, 7 o'clock game. Like, what time are we going to get out? Like 10, 11?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get home so late. And they're like, no, dude, the pitch clock, it's like 2-hour games now. It's like, what? So like that also plays into the beer thing. Like you can't drink. I try to do 9 beers in 9 innings. The lines are still as long. Mm-hmm. So you can't even pound that many drinks. Like I literally had to switch to a frozen margarita tower because there just happened to be a guy walking around because you can't get beer that quick.
Yeah, because if you get up, you're missing 2 innings.
Yeah, literally though. So it's like even that plays into the whole like bit I was just talking about before. Like the game is so quick that unless you were like committing to binge drinking like I was, it would be very hard to get drunk at a baseball game. Yeah. But I did it. 9 beers, 9 innings. I committed to the bit. People are like, that's soft. But when they go to a baseball game in this era, I challenge you to try to do it.
Why would that be soft? Because you didn't do the hot dogs or what?
No, because they're only like, it's 9 beers. But it's in a 2-hour span.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, that's a lot. And people are like, you're so fucking soft. Like, drinking Michelob Ultras. Like, they don't sell fucking Bud Heavies at the game or like Natty Ices. Like, I don't know what you guys want from me. But, dude, it's like 2 hours trying to drink like 9 beverages. I'm like not a big guy. So I was like hammered leaving the stadium. But it was good, though. It was fun. The Ranger Stadium is unreal. The overhit. They got spanked.
Was the roof open or closed?
The roof was open.
Open.
It was a gorgeous night, dude. It was like 68.
I haven't been there when the roof's open. When it's closed, I don't like it that much. It looks really cool with it open, but like when it's closed, it looks like a convention center.
Really?
Inside. Yeah. It felt like corporate. I don't know how to describe it.
Open roof, I liked it, but there's nothing that I would be like, oh, they had something they're known for at the stadium. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when you think about the Marlins Stadium, they have like the pool. When you think about Citi Field, they have like certain bars. Like there really wasn't anything walking around the stadium. Even the Orioles Stadium, it feels very iconic walking around it.
Yeah.
There's really nothing where I'd go, if you're visiting stadiums in America for baseball, the Rangers should be on that list.
No, there's not too much like history involved.
Yeah, no, there's also nothing like there was nothing crazy that they're like known for. They hit a home run, they like fire a cannon. That was cool.
Yeah. But
like other than that, there really wasn't anything crazy. But it was cool. A brand new stadium, so everything's like super nice, super clean. The seats have cushions on them.
Yeah, they do. I went to a game last
That's
year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. It was fun, man. Did you get your soul sucked last night?
I mean, you didn't watch any of the NBA, I assume.
Well, we watched the Thunder game in the bar after on Texas Live, and that was crazy.
How about that? I sold
Shai Gilgeous is top 10 player in the NBA.
I sold that PrizePicks entry, huh?
Yeah.
By a half point?
On both.
Which one? The Valanciunas didn't hit?
You didn't take Valanciunas. It wasn't on the board.
Oh, we took Ingram assists.
Which was so dumb.
Jeez, how many did he have?
7.
7? And it was 7.5. Mm-hmm. And SGA had 32, and it was 32. You can't make that up, bro.
Mine soared.
You can't make that up.
The DeMar DeRozan revenge game?
That. You can't even be mad.
No, I was pissed.
You can't even be mad.
I was so mad. I wanted overtime so bad.
Valanciunas was
air.
Prime Shaq.
Yeah, it was air.
Prime Shaq in the first half, and then he rolled his ankle, which was huge, by the way. Huge. But yeah,
not preying on your downfall, but
how about them Thunder? Electric win last night. I mean, I was skeptical going into this game. You know, I was a bit concerned how we match up, especially with, Valanciunas in the post and not having, a rebounder. That's what I thought was going to be the difference maker. And, he had, almost 20 rebounds in that first half, which was absurd. But he did roll his ankle. But it wasn't even like that was the main difference in the game. It was us D'ing up. We were making our shots. SGA took over when he needed to take over. He took a step back when he needed to take a step back. Let the other guys, shine for a bit. Lou Dort, legacy game.
I was about to say, the one thing I took away from that game is that young core in the Thunder is going to be ridiculous. I think Lou Dort is 24. Shai Gilgeous is 24. Josh Giddey is like 22.
He's 20.
20. Lou Dort had 27 points. Giddey had 29, 10 assists, 9 rebounds. Shai Gilgeous had 32 points. Like, that's a young core that wins a championship together.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because that young core is the complete opposite of Harden, Westbrook, and Durant personality-wise.
Yeah.
There's not a single ego in that three.
Not a single
one.
Like,
they all know their role. They all play their role brilliantly. And all of them are kind of like those silent killers. It's like they don't really talk a lot of shit. They don't really care about much other than winning. Like, they don't really care that they're in a big market. They're just playing ball, and it showed. I mean, for those three to have that big of a game, that's like a Thunder GM can like step back and be like, whew.
Yeah.
Did my job.
Sam Presti woke up this morning so bricked up.
And then you had Chet. I'm sure he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
It already looks like he's putting on some weight.
Yep.
So, I mean, dude, how do you feel, though? You're playoff bound.
I'm so hyped. I mean, I'm thinking about this next game in Minnesota.
It's going to be air.
It's going to be I don't know, man.
It's going to be air, dude.
I don't know how we're going to contain Gobert, Cat. I mean, the Twin Towers down low. Who do we have to go up against that? We just saw what Valanciunas can do. You know, that's what I'm worried about. So,
but again, the Minnesota guard play is so ass that it's like
what's
I'd
the
rather.
Spread there, dude. I gotta know.
I'm not sure.
Check.
What was the other game? The Bulls. How about it? Pat Bev in the play-in only had 3 points.
Dude, only had 3 points, but he made his presence.
No, he's all over the map. Yeah.
He's all over the place. I mean, the stat sheet doesn't show, but you watch that game, he's grabbing crucial rebounds. He's making great defensive stops.
No, he's the guy you want for sure. He's a guy
100%.
you want on the team in terms of like when things are getting out of hand. He's a good like in the huddle guy.
That game was absurd, dude. I cannot believe the Raptors sold that shit.
Dude, and I felt when I was in the car on the way to the Rangers game, and I was with 2 kids from Chicago. And I was like, I don't know why, dude, but I don't hate the Raptors -6, but I would never bet it. Because it's way too many points in a playing game, it feels like. And I would never bet it. The Lakers were -7, and they won by 6, and it took overtime. So I would never bet it. But for some reason, I liked the Raptors to like possibly cover this spread. They took that lead, and I was like, holy shit. Like, there's no way the Bulls are going to get blown out like this. And then it was just step by step. They just like came back. I was like, oh my God.
Levine took over. That was insane. I mean, Siakam, they missed like 18 free throws.
It was because DeMar DeRozan's daughter was just screaming her lungs off.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love it, dude.
You love that?
That's her dad. It's her dad's team.
Yeah.
If it was like a random fan, I'd be like, you need to like be banned from every NBA stadium across America. But it's like her dad. You know, she's rooting for her dad. That's so much deeper than like, you know, a fucking Bulls fan or a Raptors fan. Like that's literally her dad. Like think about if your dad was doing something and you were rooting for him, like you'd be going nuts if you're a little kid. Like she's a little kid. She doesn't know any better. She doesn't think that's like annoying.
Do you think that actually was the reason they were missing so many free throws?
Dude, 100%. There's nothing more jarring than a little girl scream. Like you think about it when you're on like a roller coaster and it goes down and there's like a little girl and she screams, like you auto jump. Or if you're like out in public and like kids are fucking around and like a girl screams, you're like, holy shit. Like there's nothing more jarring than like that high pitched scream that like a little kid can produce. So 100%, dude. You're at that line, you're about to shoot, and you're like, ah! You'd be like, oh fuck, dude. Like 100%.
You could hear it through the TV, dude. It's crazy.
No, it's nuts.
So loud.
It's nuts. I love it though. You know, she helped her dad out. Fuck him.
I mean, if I'm sitting next to her.
Oh, I'd want to literally throw myself off the roof. Yeah, that's brutal. If I was sitting there, yeah, I'd literally
as a Raptors
be like,
fan sitting there listening to that shit, and your team's missing these fucking free throws.
Yeah, I'd be like, can we maybe not with the yelling? Maybe not with the yelling. But no, if I was in that scenario, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to throw myself off my
I'm kind of shocked
apartment.
they didn't do anything about it.
What can you do?
In Toronto.
What can you do?
I don't know. But
Ma'am, you have to stop doing that. Doing what? She's screaming for free throws. Like, when they make the free throw, the whole stadium goes nuts. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, though, you know. She can't go to the next game, though, so are the Bulls going to get blown out against the Heat? Which, by the way, I bet on that Heat game. That team fucking sucks, dude.
Dude, I've lost both surgical sixes the past 2 days. They went 5 of 6. Heat sold the first one. Raptors sold the second one.
I mean, that Heat game was embarrassing, dude. I took the Heat minus, I think it was 5.5, or I took the Heat money line in my parlay, which didn't matter because I also had the Braves minus 1.5, and they sold in the last inning. But, dude, that Heat team is bad. They got out-rebounded by 20 fucking rebounds, dude. To the Hawks. I get Clint Capella's great, but, like, you have Bam Adebayo. Like, what's going on? Literally out-rebounded by 20, and the Hawks had like 29 something offensive rebounds. What are we doing?
I don't know, dude.
What are we doing?
I hate the Heat. I hate betting on them. They're just a gross team, dude.
Like, so now they have to play Toronto, right?
Yeah. No, Toronto's done.
So who plays?
The Heat play the Bulls, right?
Do the Heat play? Yeah, you're right. The Heat played the Bulls.
Yeah.
Dude,
Gross series.
that's disgusting.
Gross game.
That's so gross.
Heat,
Do they have a
Bulls.
spread for that?
Yeah, it's up. I'll tell you in a sec. It's the 5.5. Bulls Heat are favored by 5.5. Thunder.
The
T-Wolves.
Heat are favorited.
Yeah, minus 205 on the money line. T-Wolves minus 5. Thunder plus 5.
They're just not good. They're just not good. Like they have no depth. Now that I'm like looking at this Heat roster, I looked at it before the Hawks game and I was like, well, the Hawks are fucking so hot and cold that like Trae Young could probably go 0 for 9 tonight and DeJounte Murray's just not great. The Hawks just happen to come out unconscious. But regardless of that, the Heat really have nobody, dude. Like Kyle Lowry is good for like one game. I don't remember the last time he had 31 against the Hawks, and it didn't even look like he was playing. Like, I was so confused how he got 31. Like, Tyler Hero's great. Outside of those guys, there's no depth.
Yeah.
You got Martin. I think it's like Caleb or Cody. I forget which one is on the Heat. He's jocking. Like, they really have nobody, dude. That's, like, impressive to come off the bench to be like, oh, here we go. Like, the Heat's second unit's going to be great. It's like, there's no way. Like, the Bulls, I would take the Bulls plus 5.5.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad bet considering every single underdog has covered the spread in this in the play-in tournament.
It's classic.
Every dog.
It's literally so
all
classic.
4 of them. And 3 of them won outright.
And this is the thing. This is the thing that I talk about too, because I was talking about this yesterday or 2 days ago when I did the double or nothing with the Kavner twins, and I made that parlay, and I was like the Braves minus 1.5 and the Heat money line. If I came out on social media and I went the Reds plus 1.5 and Hawks money line at plus chicken, I would have gotten buried. Like, there's a double standard, you know what I mean? Like, if I came out with that as the 2-teamer, even though it would have ended up hitting, I would have looked like a genie and a genius. But how toxic gambling, like, social media sometimes, that if I came out with that parlay, it would have almost been worse than if I took Heat Braves minus 1.5 and full faded. If I was like the Reds plus 1.5 and the Hawks, people would be like, dude, are you an idiot?
That's the grossest lay ever.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Gross pays.
Yeah, gross pays, I guess. But
it does.
You know,
I mean,
I would never do that,
the
though.
Braves are also the new Dodgers.
They're unbelievable.
They're great.
But they don't cover 1.5.
You take them by 2 and some fluke shit happens. It's been burning us all week.
I'm trying to figure out, like, who my wagons are going to be. The Braves are a wagon. The Rays are a wagon.
The Rays are unbelievable.
Astros and Dodgers no longer. I can't trust them.
Yeah.
They'll lose. The Astros will lose 7-1 one night to the Pirates and then beat them 8-0 the next night. The Dodgers, I just don't trust at all until they get hot.
They're starting
to get a little hot. Yeah. I know. The Padres, I still don't trust. It makes every time I look at that lineup, I go, who beats this team? Yeah. And they somehow lose by like 70 runs. So, like, that makes no sense. But the Braves and Raves are really, like, the only teams right now that I trust on a consistent basis to be like, all right, get the job done.
Yep. This Rays game starts in a few minutes. The one time I've bet on the Rays, I took them minus 1.5. Was their first game. You know, like we talked about last podcast. They didn't cover. And so I took a couple days off. I'm running.
Well, tell them how they didn't cover, because that's the funniest part.
I mean, it was 1-0. One solo shot in the 8th inning did it for the Rays. They have won all of their games by more than 1 run, except the game that I had minus 1.5.
And going into that game where Trent bet minus 1.5, they were averaging 8 runs a game.
You can't make it up, dude.
And they were playing a Red Sox team that literally has no pitching.
None.
Yeah.
No. So we'll see how it goes today.
Hey,
it better come through. I can't wait to see him lose outright, but
I think you got it in you.
We'll see.
So when do these play-in games happen? I haven't been able to look at the schedule.
The play-ins, no NBA on.
Is it this weekend? Because if it's this weekend, we should probably do
Friday.
a little.
Friday. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's talk about the games.
This will be airing on Friday. Yeah.
Let's talk about the games a little bit. We'll talk about the play-in games. I also think, the play-ins a little bit. I was having this conversation last night. The play-ins are a little misleading to how bad these teams are. None of these teams are going to go on a playoff run. I'm sorry. But these are the teams that are going to get, like, their shit punched in, and then we're going to be like, oh, fuck, like the NBA. Like, there's some really good teams out there. But when you watch these games, you're like, oh, my God, the Lakers. Oh, my God, the Lakers are going deep. Dude, the Lakers are going to get swept. Like, I fully believe the Lakers are going to get swept.
To the Grizzlies.
Well, maybe not the Grizzlies, but at some point in this playoffs, if they get by the Grizzlies, they're going to get swept.
I mean, I hope they beat the Grizzlies.
Timberwolves without Gobert. And they had to rely on Schroeder.
That was a dagger clutch 3.
But then also, like, Anthony Davis, what are we doing here, man?
I hope they beat the shit out of the Grizzlies.
Me too. I mean, obviously, yes. I would love for them to beat the dog shit out of the Grizzlies. That would make me so happy. But this Laker team is not going to do what you think they're going to do.
What are your takes on the Suns-Clippers series? That's a great series. I cannot wait to watch that.
Is Paul George healthy?
Because think about it. What's crazy is either Kawhi is going to go on his 4th season with the Clippers without ever seeing the Western Conference Finals.
Which is shocking.
Or the super team and the Suns with Durant, Booker, goes down in the first round. And we're going to see one of those two things happen.
And the more shocking thing is Kawhi, because when he left Toronto, he left with a championship with a team that no one thought he was going to win with, beating teams that he had no business beating. And it was like, oh, now he's going to L.A.? Like, they're getting Paul George. They're getting fucking... And it's like, dude, it's almost been worse. He should have just stayed in Toronto with that core. I don't know, dude. I think is Paul George healthy? Is he going to play? Or is that knee still bugging?
I don't know. I don't know what his status is.
If Paul George doesn't play, they probably lose in 5.
All I know is that I'm rooting on the Clippers' downfall, considering we fleeced them in that trade for Paul George. It's crazy to think that we're even in the playoffs with the Clippers right now.
And you have 4 first-round picks next year.
Dude, we've got first-round picks.
You have 4.
We've got 4 first-round picks for the next 4 years.
Like, that's gross.
That's insane, dude.
But you know, that's like a good case study for teams that have these superstars that don't work out. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're the Nets and you have Harden, Kyrie, and KD, you should be setting your franchise. There's no harm. Obviously, I think in this generation we have a real problem with instant gratification. You want it now, and if you have to wait, it's fucking so annoying. There is no problem in professional sports in taking the long route and the long game. The Thunder are going to take the long game, and they're setting themselves up for a dynasty that could last 2 decades if they draft correctly. Mm-hmm. Teams like the Nets, you go all in to win now, and you get these 3 studs. When you realize it's not working, there is no problem in blowing it up and doing what the Thunder did and going, we're just going to go get draft capital. Do what the Utah Jazz did. But Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert aren't going to work. Let's take the best trade for Rudy Gobert. 4 fucking first-round picks. Let's get rid of Donovan Mitchell and make sure we get something back. The Nets never do it correctly. They're like, all right, this didn't work. Let's try to pivot. Maybe we'll get Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson. Then we'll try to go get a stud in free agency. Like, there's no problem in playing the long game because organizations that play that long game, like the Thunder and the Jazz, are going to end up setting themselves up for dynasties if they do it correctly. Yeah, right?
Agreed.
So, I mean, I love that the Thunder are here, and they drafted perfectly. They got a lot of shit when they drafted Josh Giddey. Everyone and their mother, which is they had a Josh Giddey now. They looked like... I mean, at the time thought they looked like geniuses when they went and got Shai Gilgeous because he was a fucking stud, dude. And everyone was kind of like, SGA? Like, why would you give up Paul George for SGA? Like, that doesn't really make sense. SGA's turned out to be a guy that I think every organization right now would go, I would trade Devin Booker if I'm the Suns for Shai Gilgeous right now. I think Shai Gilgeous is probably a top 10 player in the NBA right now. It's not even close. Maybe top 5.
Without
honestly.
Question, top 10.
Like, honestly, top 5. I could have the argument with someone about him being top 5.
Yeah. He's disgusting.
And then you draft guys like Lou Dort, who you saw the defense, and then you go, we can develop the scoring, and they developed his scoring perfectly. They got guys like Trey Mann that can come off the bench and give him 20 out of Florida that you draft in the 2nd round or late 1st.
They got a vet 6-man in Isaiah Joe hitting threes when you need them.
Like, they're just putting together the perfect roster now. And even when they got rid of Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder, like, they got things back for that were like really crucial. They didn't pick up big contracts. There was never an air of, oh, we made the playoffs with Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder. Like, let's go in now. It was like, well, Chris Paul is fucking old as shit. We'll let him go to Phoenix, and we're not going to pay Dennis Schroeder what he's asking to get paid. So we're not doing that. It was like, let's just keep building. And I think that's lost on a lot of teams in the NBA right now. You see everyone in their mother, even the Mavericks, dude. You got Luka. He's only 24. Build around him.
Yep.
In the long game. You don't have to like fucking offload guys every year to be like, we're going to get you a championship now. Like, be able to have that conversation. No, but I mean, dude, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, who do you think wins that T-Wolves Thunder game? Thunder. Really? Yeah, I would take, if I'm betting right now, I'm taking the Thunder +5 and I'm taking the Bulls +5.5. I'll just go with the dogs. It's like March Madness. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, they're not bad bets. Will the trends continue with the dogs? I hope so. But I think honestly, the only game where I would worry about losing the spread would be that Thunder game for the reason you said, in the rebounding. That's a concern for me, I guess, a little bit for that one. Yeah, I mean, I said it on the last podcast. I said Valanciunas rebounds is probably free. Shit was air. Well, who would you bet on these games then? I mean, Gobert rebounds. Or who would I bet in the games? Yeah, like spread wise, who would you take? I'm gonna obviously be on the Thunder money line +5 square. Or that's a heart bet, not anything to do with analysis, research, matchups, anything. I mean, I'm a diehard Thunder fan, so I'm riding. But Bulls Heat, dude, fuck this game. I'm gonna take the dog, I guess. I mean, 5.5. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bulls. No, it's not a bad bet. I don't think it's a bad bet at all. I hate both teams. Like, literally, I hate both fucking teams. I don't really like Eastern Conference basketball, to be honest with you. You're just a West Coast guy. I am. But the East Coast is like gritty. The West Coast is like smooth. I think that's why. That's why I get shit on Twitter all the time, because I take like a hard stance. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck you, dude. West Coast people are like, hey, man, why don't we just like think about it for a minute? It would be so crazy, though, to see what the T-Wolves gave up
for Gobert and to put this team together just to not even make the play-in game or to make the postseason.
I mean, that would just be
that'd be insane,
hysterical.
Dude. Going up against this team that had no business. They had 0.1% chance to make the playoffs, the Thunder, before the season. 0.1%.
Do you hear that, Dallas?
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Mavericks, Mark Cuban. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just crazy. So, I mean, they play with so much heart, you know?
No, I love them.
And heart is sometimes what it takes.
They're excellently coached.
Yeah. And you got the T-Wolves who are like kind of in piss right now in shambles. And, you know, who knows what Gobert is going to be like when he comes back.
And I think you made a great point, too. They have guys that are okay taking step backs when they need to. Like, Shea knows he doesn't have to dominate the game the entire time.
Dude, for real. Like, people were bitching about his over points last night early in the third quarter because he just wasn't shooting the ball. He was passing. Like, he literally wasn't shooting. We also had his over field goal attempts, and that was looking caked because he wasn't shooting. And he was letting other players, you know, get their minutes, get their shots up, get comfortable. And he was more of a facilitator for a bit. And then I'm like, guys, promise, like, with 3 minutes left in the game, the ball is going to be in nobody else's hands but Shea's. And sure enough, drops like 10 points in 3 minutes. Got hooked on his points. But he just knows when to take over and when to step back.
He's also kind of got that microwave personality where it's like he doesn't need to shoot for 5 minutes and he'll make his next three. You know what I mean? Where it's like he never really cools down, and he's got that. He's also got, I think, one of the best mentals in the NBA where he never looks bothered.
Yeah. He also has the best just
drip. Unreal, dude.
Unreal drip.
Just like always looks steezy.
Yeah.
Like if it's one dread hanging out the fucking headband or if it's fucking like the one leg sleeve. Like he's just always got something up his sleeve. All right, well, we have the opportunity to make a sneak nuke. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have any of the Thunder props up.
That's tough.
So I'll give you my two-piece gobbler for the Heat Bulls game, and then maybe on Twitter you can post your Thunder plays tomorrow. But I'm going to take Jimmy Butler, more than his points, rebounds, and assists at 39.5, and I'm going to take Vucevic rebounds at 10.5.
Okay.
100 pays 3. That's my two-piece for that
game.
I
like that.
And I'm taking it, and I'm shipping it.
So we got no Thunder props.
No Thunder props.
Okay.
No Thunder props.
So just a two-piece gob?
Two-piece gob for me, yeah. Oh, but we can actually make a sneak nuke for the Saturday playoff game because they have all those on. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Wow, we got lots.
This is a sneak nuke presented by PrizePicks. Then we're going to get to the common W and the cake report. Let's cook here.
Let's go one prop from each game.
Okay. Down. You want to take the West Coast? I'll take the East Coast?
Sure.
Okay, word. Devin Booker over points looks fucking delicious. All right, so right now, no Paul George prop, so I assume he's not going to be playing. With that knee.
He ain't playing.
With that knee. All right, here we go. All right, the Hawks are playing Boston, you say? Jason Tatum puts 40 on their head first game. And then you're telling me Cleveland is playing New York. New York is playing very well. And I'm going to go ahead.
Cooking.
Yeah, I feel like I'm literally in the lab.
I think I've got it.
I think I've got it too. I've got it. No, I've actually got it. No, I've got it.
You've got it?
Yeah, this is air. Oh, what? I didn't see that though. All right, well, I'm just gonna talk everyone through what I'm doing right now. I got it. It's gonna be Jason Tatum points because after watching the Hawks play the Heat, like the Hawks really aren't that good, and there's no one that matches up against Jason Tatum. Like the Hawks have two really great 1-2 guards in Trey and DeJounte, but I don't know who. Like Sadiq Bey is not gonna be able to guard fucking Jason Tatum in the playoffs. Like this is a Celtics revenge tour. They want to make the finals. You do that by beating the dog shit out of the teams like the Hawks and being like, yeah, we're here. Like we're ready to go to the second round already. So
I like it.
Jason Tatum 30.5 points. Also, Cleveland, Darius Garland 28.5 points and assists. I think you're gonna see probably Donovan Mitchell put up a big game, but as we saw last year, Darius Garland loves the moment, loves to step up. I think he's gonna be dishing the rock a lot, and he always knows how to get to his. So, a double-double he's covering. I think he could get that.
Okay.
Especially against the Knicks.
I've got
without Julius Randle.
So one more time, say the two.
Jason Tatum points and Darius Garland points and assists.
Okay. I'm gonna go with De'Aaron Fox assists
Okay.
This is a wagon. I think in a high-paced game, high total, he's going to be facilitating, and he's been hitting this number all season long. It's been one of my wagons. So I'm going to stay true to it and go with Fox over assists. And for my second leg, how do we not take Durant over points? I think we take Durant over points.
I still just don't know how that dynamic's going to work in the playoffs yet. Like, is Durant going to be okay with being like, you know what, Devin, just go get yours, man? One of them's going to go over every game.
Yeah.
But I'm cool taking Durant.
Let's take Durant, dude. I'm confident.
And they're playing the Clippers? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Game 1. Game 1, Super Goats. Fox assists, Durant points, Tatum points.
And Garland points and assists.
Tatum points and Garland.
Or maybe I don't want to do Garland because the Knicks are such a good defensive team.
Garland's a wag, though. I don't mind it.
I know, I don't mind it either. But maybe you just go like...
Maybe just assists. 2 points, 2 assists. I like that.
Maybe just assists.
We got
yeah,
2
I wouldn't
points,
hate
2
that
assists,
either, dude.
Both dishers of the rock and both bucket getters.
Let me just see what his assists are at, because if it's too high...
7.5. And he's been getting double-doubles.
Oh.
I don't hate it, dude. This is a pretty surge.
Yeah, but 6'9", 5'8". He's only hit that in 2 of the last 5, and now we're in playoff time. They might be like, yo, we need to go get some points. No, I'm sticking with points and assists. Sticking with points and assists. Darius Garland, points and assists.
Okay.
200 pays $2,000. The Sneak Nuke presented by PrizePicks is as followed for the Saturday NBA slate. I got Jason Tatum more than his points. I got Darius Garland more than his points and assists.
I've got De'Aaron Fox assists and Kevin Durant points.
That's all more than 200 pays $2,000. I just placed the entry. Let's ride.
I'm tapping.
All right. We've got the cake report, the common W. Let's start with the cake report. Something this week that didn't go your way either in your personal life or your betting life, whatever it may be. The cake report is, just a little venting hour. I guess I'll start my cake report. I took a legacy shot at the Kavanagh twins and literally sold both parlays. And then the following day went 6-1 on my plays. So you can't make that shit up. It was almost like the universe was like, hey, man, you're not there yet. So I'll eat that one, but I'm not going to lie. It was really, really hard to fall asleep on Wednesday night. Really hard. Because if it hit the TikTok I was going to make, dude, I was going to put a full suit on, tie, and have like a little plate and be like, and a little cloche, and take the cloche off and be like, invite to Nobu. It probably would have went nuts on TikTok. So that was also why it was tough.
Piss.
Yeah.
Pain.
That's a cake report.
Sometimes that shit happens. My cake report would be rough outing for Mr. Blake Snell yesterday.
Ouch.
Really hurt. Was really banking on this. I nuked. Put a rack on this 2-piece. SGA points, Snell Ks. They both get hooked. SGA finishes with 32. His line was 32.5. And Snell, who had so many 2-strike counts, finishes with 5 Ks and his line was 5.5.
It is Lodolo Day at the time of filming, though.
It
so
is
you could get it all back.
Day, so we could get the vibes back up. Nick Lodolo on the bump. Nothing better.
Nothing better. But now Snell got shelled.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
So he's not on pace right now to hit his Ks. Not loving it. He's had 2 rough back-to-back road starts. So hopefully when he comes back home.
Yeah, we need to get him back in the bay.
Got to get him back home so we can get those Ks up. But yeah, that one hurt. That one really hurt.
Yeah, no, I knew that one hurt. I saw that one. That hurt. Nick, cake report?
There's a lot of cake this week, but including the camera just dying right here. That's great.
That's good.
That's
Starting off hot.
Starting off hot.
We know what we're doing.
I went on a date Friday, but there will not be a second date. So that's a little cake. And my car got hit in the parking lot of the grocery store yesterday.
No way.
Yeah, a little side swipe. Little, not bad, but.
And they just dipped?
I guess. I just saw it when I was pulling in the driveway.
No way, dude.
Nick just getting buried.
Just cake everywhere.
Oh, my Lord.
Not laughing at you, but
tough scenes.
I would love to know more about the date, but I feel like I'm the kind of guy that gives his dirty laundry out, so you don't have to. But that's tough. It was
fun. We went to the Puttery over here in Frisco.
What is the Puttery?
It's like a little putt place.
Okay.
So that was fun. But
putt's always a good first date.
Yeah, we vibed, but it just didn't really see a second date in the future.
So I'll say this: one of my buddies' dads was talking to me about this, And he was like, you guys do it all wrong in your generation. Your first date should either be a drink at a bar where you sit at the bar or a coffee. Because he goes, after one drink, you can go, you know what? I actually got to jump really quick. Like, I got to get out of here. I was really looking forward to meet you over one drink. Keep it quick or a coffee. By the time you finish the coffee, be like, hey, I got to go to work. It was really nice meeting you. Like, let's keep in touch. So like, you never want to spend too much time on the first date because you just want a gut check. He was like, the first date is the gut check, man. That's what you want to do. He was like, because one, let's say you go to drink and you get the beer, right? You have that first beer. You guys are laughing. You're having a great time. It's so easy to go, you know, can we actually get another beer? Do you want another round? Because then she can get out, you can get out. It's a whole nother process of getting the round. At the coffee, you have the coffee, be like, wow, this was really great. Maybe we should get dinner tonight. Or maybe, you know, let's go for drinks tonight if you're around.
Opposed
to not using Nick's as an example, but the puttery. That's 18 holes, man. There's no getting out.
It was 9, and it was quick, and then it was drink. So it was really more like
But this is what I'm saying. Like, there's no out there, you know?
Yeah,
like, you can't, there's no fifth hole hot dog cart where she can be like, you know what, I got to jump. Or even dinner, which I've done, which should never be a good idea for a first date, is dinner. Because now you're sitting there, you got 3 courses, dude. By the dinner, you might hate each other. And you're like, well, I'm staying for dessert. So, you know, you either stay or you get out of here.
That's a good point.
But, like, it should always be in and out, I feel. It should be real quick. Like, he got so mad at me because it was, like, my junior year of college over the summer, and we were going out down the shore, and I met this girl, had, like, a blonde bob, which is, like, my kryptonite, I think, now. Well, blonde anything, but the blonde bob just murders me. Like, the bleach blonde bob, I mean, you put me in a coffin. But I was like, yo, I met my wife. Because, like, we're really close with, like, his parents. And I was like, I met my wife last night. And he was like, did you get her number? I was like, yeah. And I was thinking maybe, like, I asked her to, like, get lunch today or, like, maybe, like, a dinner or something like that. And he was like, would you know, your generation, man, you're getting it all wrong. Tell her you're going to the bar tonight or tell her you're going to a happy hour and invite her out. And I was like, all right. Ended up doing it. It worked. You know, obviously we didn't date because I was going back to college, but, you know, for the summer we, like, hung out a bunch, so that was cool. But yeah, got to keep it close, I feel like. Even when I came out here, my first date I went on in Dallas was a bar crawl.
That's a whole day.
You know,
excursion.
it just didn't end up.
Yeah.
That's a whole day venture.
Yeah, but then it ended up, like, going to this club, and then there was an argument. This ended up being
that one could open a whole
4 months of just. Yeah. All right. But we now have the common W, so we move from the cake report to some wins in the common W of the week. The common W is something that went right in your personal life or went right in your betting life this week. You know, right in my personal life, call me a loser, call me whatever. The Kavanagh twins had a conversation about me. You know, they saw what I look like. You know, as much as that sounds like a loser take, like, at the end of the day, that's kind of hysterical. You know, this kid that started a betting account, Mikey over, like that, there was a conversation had. On top of that, had a great day of betting on Wednesday. Went 6-1. That felt good after being like 0-5 to start the week.
There you
go. And then on top of that, just got 3 of the most attractive matches I've ever gone on Hinge. So, you know, not going to work out. We all know that. But you feel that confidence in the moment, you know, where I'm like, oh, I might got it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Common W.
I mean, biggest dub I've had in a while. Finally taking a plus chicky straight bet on OKC last night.
Massive.
Felt like, you know, finally saw some green. Of course, my favorite team, so that helps too. But big W. That was the biggest game for Thunder fans in a couple years. So it's good to be back, you know, in meaningful basketball here in April.
Let's go.
Common W. Huge dub.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nick?
Big dubs this week. Found out my boy is having a baby. So that's big dub. Shout out Weber and his wife Laura. And then another common W. All right, so this is I was coming back from, I don't know what I was doing this weekend. Everyone was gone, okay? So I was cleaning the garage out. And night before I'd locked all the doors. And so I had the garage door propped open. And I was moving the cars out to sweep out the garage. Door shuts. I don't have a key. This is Easter Sunday, by the way. So there is nobody at the HOA office. Locksmith closed. No one was coming home till like 6 o'clock that night. I'm in a pickle. Okay, so I'm in the backyard trying to figure out. I was trying to pick a lock. I was trying to determine if I could break into the house. And little did I know, I was like, I wonder if there's a window that's open. I wonder if there's any windows that I may have opened. And sure as shit, the window to the right of me here, I have opened before, and I guess my dumb ass just left it unlocked, popped the screen out, opened the window, walked right in.
Wow.
Wait, I'm confused. How did the house lock up?
I had locked all the doors, and so the door handle of the garage was locked, but you can still open it from the inside, and it locks from the outside. So didn't have a key or anything. All the front doors locked, garage are closed.
Oh, you idiot, dude.
Back doors locked. Yeah. Sticky situation. I could have got us in that one time, though, when we came home and we're locked out of the house. I could have got us in through that. I was about to climb on the roof and try to go to Chelly's window to see if I could open that. Or sit outside for 4 hours.
But then he got inside,
Huge W.
empty house, and had a world-ending spank.
So now I know how to,
kidding.
break
I'm
into
just
a
kidding.
house. So,
I'm just kidding.
It's
Let's
huge.
go. That's a huge dub.
We need that.
Congrats to Weber on the baby. That sounds huge.
Yep.
Do we know if it's a boy or girl? Are we allowed
no,
to?
they're not finding out. They're going to know. They have a girl name and they have a boy name.
What's your take on that? I want to know. I got to know what's coming out of the chamber.
So you don't know until it comes out?
Yeah, no, they don't know. They don't want to know until
I got to know.
I guess when they're doing the
I think it's kind of
what do you call it when you get the pictures and stuff? The
fucking
ultrasound?
Ultrasound, thank you. Yeah.
Well, that's different. They're waiting till the ultrasound, or they're waiting till the baby comes
they're
out?
waiting till the baby comes out. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to hide the ultrasound so you can't tell whether it's
I kind of like that. I like surprises, so
I mean, dude, I can't even go 2 minutes without checking like my props. You think I can go fucking 6 months without knowing the gender of my baby? I just gotta know. I gotta know. Because I gotta like prep either way. It's excitement both ways, but I gotta know.
Mike and his wife are going to decide not to know, and he's going to go behind the back to the doctor and
so how do you like prepare? How do you get the room ready?
Yeah, you go like neutral colors.
They're going neutral colors.
Yeah, like I gotta know, dude. I gotta know. Am I putting like a soft pink? Am I going blue?
What's a neutral color?
Green
a lot of the time people do. So they'll bring like a green onesie and stuff like that.
Green and yellow.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I can't. I gotta know. I got to know. Because then you're like, okay, we got a boy name, we got a girl name.
Yeah, even that. I didn't even think about that.
But you might already be married to the boy name more or the girl name more, and then a boy comes out and you're like, I actually like don't love Trevor. Like
well, you
maybe
should figure that out.
Yeah, well, maybe we should have more of a but that's why I got to know, because there's just a lot of planning, especially putting the room together. Like now Weber, the baby comes out, they probably got a neutral baby room set up, but now he's gonna have to set it up for a boy, or now he's gonna have to set it up for a girl. It just people buying you gifts, the registry, people are just shooting blind. Like I'll buy him a G.I. Joe and a Barbie. What do they do with the G.I. Joe?
Babies do week 1 of NFL season, so
that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
That is tough, damn.
Yeah.
Baby might be coming out. His team might be selling.
Yeah, Lions are going to be for sure selling.
Yeah, just going to be in a bad mood. The baby
Baby's
comes
crying.
out.
Just trying to
It's coming. Hold on. We're on the one. No, I couldn't do it. I'd have to know. I'm so bad with stuff like that. I literally have to know. I'm so bad with stuff like that if I buy someone a birthday gift 3 months in advance, I always end up giving it to them the week I get it, because I'm like, I can't hold on to
Why
it.
are you buying them 3 months in advance?
Because I'm like, if I see something at the store and I'm like, oh, this would be perfect for Trent's birthday, and then I buy it and your birthday's like 3 months ago, 3 months away, I'll be like,
I got you.
hey man, I got you for your birthday, but I just can't like contain myself and like hide it.
My birthday's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we gotta do something for Nick's birthday on the pod. Do like a little challenge.
Yeah.
He picks a parlay, we ride it. If it doesn't hit, we don't celebrate his birthday. Could be as juiced as you want, Nick. Minus 300s, man. Those always hit.
Those pay.
All right, well, this has been another episode of TFM Bets live from the dojo. Remember, you can get this podcast wherever you get podcasts. That means Apple Podcasts. That means Spotify. That means YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. As always, Trent, tell me where they can find you.
You can follow me on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at Book It with Trent, and follow the Twitch channel at Book It Sports, and tune into the Surgical Scream every weekday at 1 p.m. Central.
You can find me everywhere at Mikey Overs, except for on Instagram, it's michael.j.overs. We really appreciate you guys as always, and we will, in fact, be
We'll be seeing.
seeing. Appreciate you guys.